Strong like water, how I found the courage to lead with love in business and in life. Written and narrated by Laila Tarraf. To both my Nadias, my mother and my daughter, who remind me every day that I am part of something bigger, that my strength, our strength as women, extends beyond ourselves. Be like water. Nothing in the world is as soft and yielding as water. Yet for dissolving the hard and inflexible, nothing can surpass it. The soft overcomes the hard, the gentle overcomes the rigid. Everyone knows this is true, but few can put it into practice. Therefore the master remains serene in the midst of sorrow. Evil cannot enter his heart. Because he has given up helping, he is people's greatest help. True words seem paradoxical. Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, Chapter 78, translation by Stephen Mitchell. Prologue. Show me a hero, and I will write you a tragedy. F. Scott Fitzgerald. One of my earliest memories of our life in Beirut was when I was 4 or 5 years old. I remember sitting on a tan Moroccan pouf with gold swirls running through it, playing with my baby doll, when I heard scuffling in the nearby dining room. I listened more closely but heard nothing, so I went back to my playing. Soon, however, the scuffling sound returned, accompanied by grunting. And then I started hearing what sounded like someone beating the dust out of the Persian rugs that covered our entryway. I peered around the corner of the living room wall and saw my parents facing each other. But as I shifted my angle, I could see that their arms were pressed against each other, locked in a sort of stiff embrace. That's a weird way to hug. Why are they so far apart, I thought. And then as my mother unlocked her elbows and their bodies collapsed into each other, I realized that they weren't hugging, but rather locked in a physical struggle. Wait, is my father trying to slap her on the face? Their arms began to beat back and forth against each other. Are they fighting? As I got closer, my mother noticed me out of the corner of her eye. Get out of here, Layla, she gasped in between slaps and grunts. Mommy, Daddy, stop, stop. I tried to get between them, but I was too short, and their arms flailed about me. I went back to the pouf and dragged it into the dining room, despite my mother's pleas to leave the room. I'm not leaving.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?